Hello everyone, I'm Adanze Osomonika, a mental health therapist and a TV host. And I'll be talking about how to master your emotions. First of all, I have to thank my father and the Lord, Pastor David Obueli, for this awesome opportunity to be able to share with you all today. And the organizers of the Teen Summit, big ups to you, awesome job on making sure that this event holds. So, guys, let's get right into it. Managing your emotions. Now, first of all, we already know that that being a teen is not an extremely easy experience. No matter what your parents try to tell you, it's not a simple time. It's a time when you're going through hormonal changes, your body is changing, your mind is evolving, you're developing a mind, of your own. And at the same time, some people, experience peer pressure. There's peer pressure on one end. At the same time, some people are experiencing bullying and all kinds of negative things happening in their lives. And at the same time, you still have to succeed in school while going through all of this. So I know that it's not an easy experience, but one of the things that can help you, one of the most important skills you need to learn is how to manage or master your emotions. How to manage or master your emotions. So first of all, what are emotions? What are emotions really? So emotions basically they're like the feelings that are derived from a circumstance or a mood or relationship with somebody. Is the feeling that comes up when something happens, within you. Like, look at it like an emotion cannot just occur. Something has to cause it to occur within you. If I give you a punch, the emotion of anger will rise, or the emotion of fear will rise. A certain emotion will come up, So it goes in a sequence. There's a trigger that brings an emotion, and then there's the experience. You are experiencing that emotion, and then the next thing is your response to that emotion. So for example, if I gave you a punch, you experience the emotion of maybe anger, fear, confusion, all of that, and then you now decide, do I punch her back, or do I run away? Therein lies that chain. Look at it: trigger, experience, response. So what kind of emotions are there? There are positive emotions, there are negative emotions. And which are the positive emotions? You know them quite well. Courage, confidence, happiness, inspiration when you see something that you really, really enjoy, when you're cheerful, when you're joyful, when something is interesting, how happy you feel, And then you have anger, there's resentment, about something you don't like. There's fear if anything happens and it terrifies you. There's shame, there's guilt, there's sadness, there's worry. There are all kinds of emotions going on in a human being's life. And as I said earlier, that one of the best skills you need to have is to be able to master your emotions. A lot of people have lost so much in their lives, opportunities, friendships, good things that could have happened to them just because they could not manage their emotions. So we're going to talk about, why, but that's what I said, part of what I was saying, why you should manage your emotions, why you should actually manage your emotions. Because to become an emotionally intelligent person, it helps you, first of all, to understand yourself, because when you manage your emotions properly, when you understand your emotions, you become self-aware. You know what your weaknesses are. You know what your strengths are. You know yourself to a certain degree, so that you can improve upon yourself. Because when you do not know yourself, you can't get better or get worse. You can't basically do anything. You just don't know yourself. But when you know yourself, right, you will not put yourself in a situation where you are weak to deal with it. So understanding yourself, self-awareness is extremely key. Let's say you don't know that maybe you easily get angry, for example, meaning that you could have a quick temper, and you easily do, you're not aware of that, right? So you could be put in a situation, maybe in school now, for example, somebody just offends you, or somebody says something nasty to you while you're in the exam hall about to write something, and you just react immediately in anger right there, and then all of a sudden the teachers that are watching, they think that you cheated, or they think that something is transpiring between you and whoever it is, and then confusion comes up. You might even get punished for for what just happened. Meanwhile, you were just only expressing anger. But when you know that, okay, these are the emotions that I easily experience from time to time when certain things happen, and this is the best way to respond when a certain emotion in me is triggered. For example, my parents try to correct me about something, and automatically I just want to go into a state of explaining and explaining and explaining and explaining, or trying to like deny everything that they said, and probably getting upset with them or talking back to my parents and so on. And then next thing, you find out that you now get punished or something else happens. It's important to understand your emotions, especially as you're a teen and as you're beginning to grow in this world. By the time you become a fully fledged adult, you become so mature. People will be able to talk and say, oh, that is a person who knows how to control him or herself. Self-control. The Bible tells us self-control is extremely important. It makes you like a city that cannot be shaken, like a house on the rock, It makes you a formidable person, right? Look at it this way. Peer pressure all around. People are talking about sex, talking about drugs, talking about all these vices that youths are exposed to, right? When you have self-control, when you can master your emotions, you will not easily fall prey to all these vices and therein now ruin your life, right? So it's extremely important that we all master our emotions, even as an adult. I've experienced, worked in different places, and I've seen that it is important to be able to control your emotions. Don't just get angry just like that and then start talking to people anyhow. Don't just, take one statement and then turn it, it becomes enlarged in your mind because you are not emotionally intelligent. So it's important at this stage, guys, to really, really be emotionally intelligent. So I don't want to go into the technicalities of it, because it's actually a very wide and it can be a very complex subject, but I just want to break it down in real life terms so that it makes sense to you in this present day. So how can you master your emotions as a teen? How can you manage your feelings? These feelings you keep feeling, how can you manage them? 1, name the feeling or the emotion. 1, somebody, said something hurtful to me, for example, right? And perhaps the person was a very close friend to me, and I always felt that that person would always have my back. And he or she just said, maybe I don't like you, or you're a snob, all those things that, you guys sometimes say to each other. And then all of a sudden I started feeling so bad. And then, so what I'm saying is that at that point, I need to be able to name my feeling. What am I feeling? What are you feeling? When so and so happens, what do you feel? You need to be able to put a name to that feeling. If you are angry, then put a name to it. Oh, I am angry because so and so, said such and such to me. Or I am sad because this or that happened. Oh, I am afraid because I heard so and so. So it's extremely important that you need to name the feeling. Now, when you've named the feeling, that's one step of it. When you name the feeling, you need to accept that is what you are feeling. A lot of people think that emotional intelligence or mastering of your emotions is denying that you're feeling that. You're angry. You're not saying, I'm not angry. No. Your mind does not understand the words I am not angry. It's like, because right going on in your system, you are angry. Your system knows you are angry, right? And wants to find a way to deal with it. But you are now like, it's like hitting the wall against each other. Now you're saying, no, I'm not angry. No, I'm not angry. No, I'm not angry. So what did I say? The first thing was name the feeling. So I've named the feeling, for example. Now I've named it anger. When Tolu Lashe or when Nkechi said so and so to me, I got very angry. So I've named the feeling anger. I accept the feeling. She said so and so to me, and I feel angry about that. Accept the fact that I feel angry, because emotions do not happen without a trigger, right? Emotions do not happen without a trigger. So she did something, and it triggered me, and I felt angry. Accept it. It's extremely important to accept it, you know. People think that when they avoid it, it will go away. But the opposite is the truth, because avoidance only fuels your emotion. When you say, no, I don't feel that. No, I'm not angry. No, I'm fine. Like when someone will be angry and your friend will ask you, it's trying to apologize. It's okay, I'm fine. And the person will go, right? That avoidance, they don't want to say that they're angry. It can make you can go and sit down and sit on it and eat it and, marinate in that anger. The anger becomes unforgiveness. Unforgiveness becomes bitterness. Bitterness becomes, it now starts to have a negative effect in your body. Do you know that bitterness and unforgiveness can cause sicknesses? Not these negative emotions that we do not accept and then begin to deal with can cause sickness in our body, sickness in our organs, because the body doesn't like to hold toxins and negative feelings. So when we are trying to avoid, it didn't happen. That's what happens. So what's the next thing? You need to express the emotion. Yes, you heard me right. First of all, I said name the feeling. 2, accept the feeling. And what's the third one? Express the feeling. Expressing the feeling is one of the ways. In fact, I feel as if it's the way to release that feeling. I've heard so many cases where I have clients that are angry or bitter about a particular thing that somebody did to them, and this is like 20 years down the line, and they refuse to tell or express how they felt. Now, don't misunderstand. Expressing the emotion does not mean that you go ballistic or start shouting at that person and being unreasonable and screaming. No, there is a way to express feelings, right? There's a way to express the feelings. You can express feelings by writing about them. You can express feelings by talking to someone about them, someone that you trust, first of all. You can express feelings by crying. You can express feelings by relaxing. I know most of the things I know do not exercise, but at least you guys exercise in school and play sports and all, and or even at home. Let's not, because school has been resumed anyway. So even at home, exercising, all those things kind of like they help you express that anger that you feel. I always try to advise teens and young people, if you're upset about something with your friend or your parents, or find a suitable time and be calm, be relaxed, and express what you do not like that happened in a very cordial manner. Don't say you did it because of, no. Express it in a very cordial. I don't like, what you did the other day really upset me. And I've been feeling so bad ever since. And I feel I need to let you know that it really upset me. Right? So you've said what you've said. You've made it clear. For you, all you know, the person might not have even known that you were upset by that. So what did I say? I said, name the feeling, accept the feeling, express the feeling. And there are different ways of expressing the feeling. If it's not somebody you can talk to, you can talk to your mom, for example, or your dad. If somebody else, depending on who you're closer to, if someone in school upset you, talk to them, express how you really, really feel. or somebody that you really trust who can give you very good advice, or you can write about them in a journal. Some people even do what they call art therapy. They draw about all these things. The important thing is for you not to keep those feelings in, and then those feelings to now become like a cancer, or these feelings become like a wound in you, hurting you more and more and more, and then the fourth point is pick a healthy way to take care of yourself, right? One of the things that before I talk about taking care of yourself, I talked about becoming accepting, naming your feelings and all that. You have to find a way to be familiar with your feelings. At this age, a lot of things that you are developing, you're going to carry into adulthood. So you have to be familiar with your feelings. You have to know if you're the kind of person who gets angry easily, or who cries easily, or who gets upset easily, or who gets excited, overtly excited, or who gets easily pressured into trying to please other people. You need to know at this age whether you feel you just want to keep the peace, so you do what everybody says, and then you never think for yourself. So you just go with the flow. When your friends say, let's go to that party, you just follow them because you want to make your friends happy. Now is a good time to actually become familiar with your feelings, because they will actually protect you in future when you know that this is the kind of thing that you can easily do wrong. So you build a hedge to protect yourself. The Bible says that if the hedge is broken, the serpent will bite. So you need to build, the essence of your self-awareness is to build a hedge around yourself to what? Protect yourself. Now, one of the other ways to cope is say your feeling out loud. I think I said that earlier. I am feeling angry right now. I'm angry right now. It can actually be quite liberating to let that go. Let it go, because it's the way of letting it go. Some people sing their feelings. So if you're the kind of person who's into music, you can sing your feelings. I'm feeling angry right now. You'd be surprised. It will be hard for you to even stay angry because you'll be laughing about it. Some people have written the best songs. I mean, you need to go through the book of Psalms. It's like a book of feelings, of different things that David was going through, and other Psalms that were going through when, he was either being betrayed, or when the Lord was lifting him up, and when he was crying out to the Lord. It's the book of so many. So he's like the chief singer of what he's going through. Right? So play your feelings on an instrument. He's like the chief of that. So you would be emulating David, actually, if you played or sang your feelings. Then another way, if you've maybe like something is happening right now, it's so intense, everything's so intense. So take a walk. You can take a walk if you're allowed to. Maybe you're living in a very safe area. Parents allow you once in a while to just take a walk. Take a walk. Go for a swim. Stretch your body. I'm an advocate for journaling. So write down your feelings. Write what you are going through. Write what is happening right now and how you are feeling about it. Even if what is happening to you is so terrible that you can't tell anybody else, you need to write it down so that you don't have those negative feelings festering and building inside you. Draw your feelings. After writing or drawing, one of the things you can do is after writing or drawing, you can take that paper, shred that paper, or crumple it and throw it into the trash or give it to somebody else. It's like an activity of kind of like letting that thing go. So, but one of the best ways to check yourself is like with all these different things and coping techniques I'm telling you, find out the one that works best for you. And the only way you can find out the one that works best is when you are testing them. You're like trying them. Like maybe something happened yesterday. Your sister spoke somehow to you and you felt bad about that. So you wrote it down. You wrote it down, you tore it up, or you gave it to your mom or something. But maybe you wrote it down, for example. You crumpled it and you threw it away. How did that make you feel? Did you feel better? Or how did you feel when that thing happened and you just went for a swim? Or that thing happened and you just went for a walk? Did you feel better? So you have to take note of all these things when you're doing them before you now eventually find the technique that works for you. Some children or teenagers have found that they can draw so well, they can sing so well, they can write music just because of being self-aware and wanting to manage your emotions. So these skills, I'm saying, is one of the most important skills, and it will take your life from here to there. It will help you discover gifts. I know so many times, my generation, for example, a lot of us had different things going through going through in our lives, and back in our time there was no teens church, so we just had to go into the adult church, whether it was Pentecostal or Orthodox. We all just had to hang out in the adults church and just be with the adults. So a lot of times things that teens were going through were not really addressed, but thank God for the Holy Spirit and services, everything was still going on. So you guys are in a very, very fortunate position to be in this place where you're being taught, you're being trained, you're being attended to specially. You know, you're being taught about emotional intelligence. A lot of us didn't know then that there was such a thing as emotional intelligence. It was just something that eventually everybody now got to understand as we're all growing older. When you see people's lives being ruined by their lack of self-control, it's just like that. Even as a young girl, a guy just tells you, oh, you're beautiful. And you just go, oh my God, he told me I'm beautiful. The Bible says that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. You should know that. You should not take a boy telling you you're beautiful for you to believe that you're beautiful. You should know that you are beautiful and you are wonderfully and fearfully made. Right? So, bottom line of all of this is that you need to be able to master your emotions, and mastering your emotions can only happen when you understand yourself, you accept these feelings, you express them positively. Now, never express emotions in a way to hurt the other person. Like you walk up to Chibike or whoever it was that did that last thing to you, and you just give them a piece of your mind straight, and you don't care whether it hurts them, how it makes them feel. You don't care. You just say, I have to say my own. As it is doing me, I have to say my own. That is not expressing your emotions positively, because what has happened is that you've still been heated up, you've gotten it off your chest quite all right, but now you've started a hurt in somebody else who probably never planned to hurt you in the first place. He or she was probably just, acting childish or playing, But what am I trying to say in essence? All of us have to be aware of each other. All of us have to be kind to each other. We have to use our emotions in a way that benefits the world around us. Use your emotions in a way that benefits your community. That is the whole essence of mental health. Being able to contribute to your community, contribute to your society, being able to live a life that is, you're expressing your full potential. And when you are emotionally retarded, you cannot express your full potential. When you are emotionally stunted, for example, or when you're not emotionally sound, you cannot express your full potential. If every day you wake up you're overcome by the emotion of sadness, crying and crying and crying, you will not be able to do any other thing that day or even focus on your studies, right? But if you are able to wake up, oh, it's a beautiful day, oh, it's another day, praise the Lord for today, Father, I give you all the praise, I thank you for today, and you go ahead with positivity and go ahead with confidence and take a hold of your day, you can imagine how productive you will be in that day. You can imagine how you affect everybody else around you positively. Emotional intelligence helps your relationships with other people. When you are emotionally sensitive to people, the way you express yourself, whatever you do, you don't express yourself to hurt other people. You express yourself to communicate effectively with other people. When you do such things, you develop, sometimes some of the relationships I have up till now are relationships I developed as a team. There's some people that you make, the friends you make now, they're going to be your friends forever. They're going to be your friends forever, because now is a simpler time. You're all young. There's nothing, nobody's trying to cheat anybody out of anything. It's just, if you like somebody for who and whoever they are, right? So, guys, I hope you've been able to, take away some, nuggets from this. If you have any questions, I think the organizers have a way of you getting across to me if you need to, or if you're struggling with your emotions, I'm here to help, but name your emotion, name the feeling, accept the feeling, express the feeling, and lastly, self-care. Take care of yourself. Don't cut yourself, because people say when they're going through pain, they're going to cut themselves, or they're going to, resort to suicide or drinking to cope or smoking. Those are bad coping mechanisms that only make what you're going through worse. There are healthier ways to cope. There are healthier ways to go through problems. And I want to promise you that doesn't matter whatever problem you're going through now, it's not going to be forever. These too shall pass. So in this time that you're going through, develop yourself. Develop yourself. Grow, grow and become a productive adult. Even at this time as a teen, you can be a teen like no other. You can be somebody at this age. There's so many teens all over the world changing lives, transforming lives. Tell yourself that's the kind of teen that you want to be. Somebody that is, here to change the world. Tell yourself that's what you want to be. And that is my prayer for you. Thank you for having me. My name is I am Adanze Osomonika, a mental health therapist, a TV show host of the show Mind Doctor, and you can watch it on Pop Central channel, DSTV channel 189. I talk a lot about mental health there, and if and some of these things, emotions and all these things, we try to help the young people, understand and grow and evolve and develop personal development. Yes. So guys, thank you for having me. Bye.